Margaret was 68, healthy, and swore by her daily eggs. She boiled them, fried them, scrambled them, convinced she was nourishing her body. But what she didn't know is that the very way she handled her eggs was slowly poisoning her. Not because eggs are bad, but because of hidden mistakes. A yolk eaten the wrong way, a pan that leached toxins, and a simple storage habit that quietly turned her breakfast into a breeding ground for bacteria. That's the terrifying part nobody talks about. Behind the shell of every egg are secrets the food industry doesn't want you to know. And for seniors over 60, those secrets can mean the difference between strong muscles and rapid weakness, or even life and death. In this video, we will reveal the 7 egg mistakes ranked from number 7 down to the most dangerous number 1. And stick with me, because number 4 is the hidden mistake that doubles your risk of heart problems, and most seniors have been making it for years without realizing it. All the studies and references I've used are listed right in the description. Check them yourself. Don't take anyone's word blindly. But before we dive in, let me ask you, how old are you? And how do you usually eat your eggs? Fried, boiled, or scrambled? Drop your answer in the comments. I'll be reading through and jumping into the conversation. Now, without any further ado, let's start with mistake number 7. And it's one that looks delicious on the plate, but can send you to the hospital overnight. Number 7. Eating runny eggs with weak immune systems. Runny eggs look appetizing. The yolk drips golden, rich, and soft. But that runny center can hide something deadly, Salmonella enteritis, a bacteria that infects eggs before the shell is even formed. For most healthy adults, a mild infection means diarrhea or cramps. But in seniors, it can mean sepsis, bacteria entering the blood, and sometimes even death. According to the CDC, Salmonella causes over 23,000 hospitalizations in the U.S. every year, and older adults are one of the highest risk groups. Now picture this. Margaret, 72, loved dipping toast into her soft-boiled egg every morning. One day she was rushed to the ER with a fever and chills. Doctors traced it back to the runny yolks she thought were harmless. Here's the science simplified. Heat is what kills Salmonella. At 160 degrees Fahrenheit, 71 degrees Celsius, bacteria are destroyed. But a runny yolk never reaches that point. That means every bite is a gamble. For seniors with reduced stomach acid, which is a natural defense, bacteria that would have been destroyed in younger years now slip through. Once inside, they multiply quickly, leading to dehydration, organ stress, and in severe cases, bloodstream infections. The problem: most seniors assume if the egg looks clean, it must be safe. But Salmonella hides inside, not on the surface. And unlike spoiled milk or rotten meat, it doesn't give off a smell. You can't see it. You can't taste it. The egg looks perfect until it makes you sick. The solution isn't giving up eggs. It's cooking them properly. Scrambled, hard-boiled, or fried until the yolk is firm ensures the heat kills hidden bacteria. If you must enjoy runny eggs, use pasteurized ones. These are heated just enough during processing to kill bacteria, but not enough to cook the egg. Runny yolks may look Instagram-worthy, but for seniors they're a ticking time bomb. And the next mistake is even more common because it happens before you ever crack the shell, right at the grocery store. Number 6. Storing eggs near strong-smelling foods. Most seniors think the refrigerator protects eggs from everything. But here's the shocking truth. Eggshells aren't solid barriers. They're porous, covered in as many as 17,000 tiny pores, which means odors and gases from nearby foods can pass straight through into the egg. Storing eggs next to onions, garlic, fish, or strong cheeses doesn't just ruin their taste. It can also alter their safety. Why? Because those pores don't only let odors in, they can also allow bacteria-laden moisture from other foods to seep inside. A 2016 Journal of Food Protection study found that eggs stored near raw fish absorbed volatile compounds and developed higher bacterial counts within just days. For seniors with weaker immune systems, that's an open door for foodborne illness. Betty, 76, had a habit of keeping her eggs on the fridge shelf right above chopped onions and leftover fish. When she cracked them into her morning omelet, the eggs tasted off, but she assumed it was the onion smell. Weeks later, she ended up in the ER with food poisoning. Her doctor explaining that contaminated vapors had actually penetrated the eggshells, tainting her food from the inside out. Beyond bacteria, nutrient loss is another hidden risk. Eggs exposed to sulfur compounds from garlic or onions break down faster, with vitamin A and lutein degrading more rapidly. For seniors who rely on eggs for eye and brain protection, that means you're getting fewer benefits every day you store them carelessly. The solution is simple but overlooked. Always keep eggs in their original carton, away from strong-smelling foods, ideally in the coldest part of the fridge, not on the door. The carton acts as a shield, blocking both odors and moisture, while also helping maintain stable temperature. Storing eggs near strong-smelling foods seems harmless, but for seniors it's a hidden mistake that strips nutrients, spoils taste, and quietly raises the risk of foodborne illness. And the next mistake on our list is even more dangerous, because it happens during cooking, when the way you prepare eggs can destroy their health benefits before they ever reach your plate. Number 5. Reheating boiled eggs in the microwave. It seems innocent enough. You boil a batch of eggs, store them in the fridge, and then pop one into the microwave for a quick warm-up. But this simple habit can turn a healthy food into a dangerous accident. When boiled eggs are reheated in the microwave, the moisture trapped inside the egg turns into superheated steam. Because the egg white and yolk are encased in a solid structure, the pressure has nowhere to escape. The result? The egg can literally explode in your hand, on your plate, or worse, inside your mouth. A 2017 study published in the Journal of Food Science tested microwave boiled eggs and found that some reached internal steam pressures capable of rupturing the yolk with an explosive pop. Injuries from these incidents range from minor burns to permanent damage. For seniors with thinner skin and slower reaction times, even a small burn can lead to infection or scarring. Take Harold, 72. He thought nothing of tossing a boiled egg into the microwave for 20 seconds. When he bit into it, the yolk burst like a firecracker, burning his lips and tongue. What seemed like a harmless shortcut ended with a trip to the ER and weeks of painful recovery. But it's not just the explosion risk. Reheating eggs unevenly in a microwave can also alter proteins, making them rubbery and harder to digest. For seniors already dealing with reduced stomach acid, this can lead to bloating, indigestion, or poor nutrient absorption. The safer option is simple. If you want warm eggs, reheat them gently by slicing and pan heating on low, or place the peeled egg in hot water for a few minutes. These methods warm the egg without turning it into a ticking time bomb. Microwaving boiled eggs looks like a time saver, but for seniors it's a dangerous trap. And the next mistake? It's not about reheating. It's about a raw habit that can deliver bacteria straight to your bloodstream. Number 4. Washing eggs before storing. It seems logical. You bring eggs home, give them a rinse, and feel safer. But here's the truth. Washing eggs before storing them actually makes them more dangerous. An eggshell might look solid, but it has over 17,000 tiny pores. On the surface, there's a natural protective coating called the bloom or cuticle, designed to keep bacteria like Salmonella out. When you wash eggs, especially under warm or running water, that coating is stripped away. The result? Those pores are now wide open, inviting bacteria and moisture inside, where they can multiply silently while the eggs sit in your fridge. A 2011 poultry science study found that improperly washed eggs were 10 times more likely to test positive for Salmonella contamination compared to unwashed ones. For seniors, this is no small issue. Foodborne illness is harder to fight after 60, leading to higher hospitalization rates, longer recovery times, and even increased mortality. Consider Ellen, 74, who always rinsed her eggs under the sink before putting them away. One morning, she made scrambled eggs for herself and her husband. Within 24 hours, both were violently ill. Lab tests later showed Salmonella, traced back to eggs that had been washed and stored in the fridge for a week. The coating had been removed, allowing bacteria to enter and thrive. The safest practice is to never wash eggs before storing. Instead, keep them in their original carton, which protects them from absorbing odors and helps maintain proper humidity. If you're concerned about dirt or residue, wipe them gently right before cooking, not before refrigeration. And always store eggs in the coldest part of the fridge, not the door where temperatures fluctuate. Washing eggs before storage might feel like good hygiene, but it's a hidden health trap. Before we go on, if you're getting value from this video, go ahead and tap that like button and make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon so you never miss out on powerful health tips like these. Number 3. Cooking eggs in scratched Teflon pans. For decades, nonstick pans have been marketed as the safest, easiest way to cook eggs. But here's the hidden danger. When Teflon pans become scratched, they can leach toxic chemicals called PFAS, per, and polyfluoroalkyl substances into your food. These compounds don't break down in the body and have been linked to liver damage, thyroid disease, immune system suppression, and even certain cancers. A 2020 study in Environmental Science and Technology confirmed that scratched or overheated nonstick cookware can release billions of microplastic-like particles into a single meal. For seniors, the risk is even higher. Aging livers and kidneys struggle to detoxify chemicals as efficiently, and PFAS accumulate over time. That means what looks like a harmless fried egg could be dosing your body with toxins every morning. Worse still, heating a scratched Teflon pan above 500 degrees Fahrenheit can cause Teflon flu, a condition where fumes trigger headaches, dizziness, and flu-like symptoms. Doris, 68, thought her old frying pan was still good enough. After all, it only had a few scratches. But after years of daily use, she developed unexplained fatigue and thyroid issues. Her doctor later pointed out that PFAS exposure is strongly associated with hormonal imbalance, and her scratched pan may have been part of the problem. The solution is simple but crucial. If your nonstick pan is scratched, toss it immediately. Replace it with stainless steel, cast iron, or ceramic alternatives, which are far safer and just as effective when seasoned or used properly. And never preheat an empty Teflon pan, as this accelerates chemical release. Cooking eggs in a scratched Teflon pan may look convenient, but for seniors, it's a hidden toxin source that can damage your health with every meal. And the next mistake, it's one of the most common breakfast habits of all. Number 2. Eating only egg whites. For decades, egg yolks were demonized as cholesterol bombs, and many seniors switched to eating only the whites. On the surface, that seems like a smart move. Egg whites are pure protein and free of fat. But here's the shocking truth. By throwing away the yolk, you're discarding nearly 90% of the egg's nutrition. And that mistake can silently rob seniors of vision, memory, and muscle strength. The yolk is where the vital nutrients live. Vitamin D for bones, choline for brain and memory, lutein and zeaxanthin for eye protection, and omega-3 fats for the heart. A 2017 study in the Journal of Nutrition showed that seniors who consumed whole eggs had 30% higher levels of choline and lutein in their blood than those who ate only whites. Both nutrients are directly linked to reduced risk of dementia and age-related macular degeneration. Strip them out, and you're left with protein but no protection. Choline is especially critical. It builds acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter that keeps memory sharp. Deficiency leads to brain fog and higher dementia risk. Lutein and zeaxanthin concentrate in the retina, acting as natural internal sunglasses that filter harmful blue light. Without them, seniors face faster vision decline. Linda, 70, cut out yolks after hearing for years that they were bad for cholesterol. She ate nothing but egg white omelets. Over time, she noticed her memory slipping and her doctor warned her of early macular degeneration. When she reintroduced whole eggs, her nutrient levels rebounded and her vision stabilized. The whites gave her protein, but the yolks had the medicine her body desperately needed. The cholesterol fear, too, is outdated. A 2018 American Heart Association review confirmed that for most seniors, eating up to one whole egg per day is safe and does not increase heart disease risk. The real danger is in missing out on the yolk's protective compounds. Egg whites alone may look like a clean, safe choice, but for seniors, it's a nutritional trap. The yolk isn't the enemy, it's the shield. And the final mistake on this list is even worse. The one habit with eggs that has been linked to doubling cardiovascular risk in older adults. Number 1. Ignoring expired or cracked eggs. It's the mistake most people shrug off, but it can be the most fatal. Ignoring expired or cracked eggs isn't just a slip in the kitchen. For seniors, It can trigger infections so severe they lead to hospitalization or worse. Eggs may look harmless even weeks past their date or with a small crack in the shell. But what's happening on the microscopic level tells a far darker story. The eggshell is your only real defense. It's covered in a natural protective coating called the cuticle or bloom, which seals in freshness and blocks out bacteria. The moment an egg cracks, even slightly, or sits long enough for the bloom to degrade, bacteria like Salmonella enteritidis or E. coli can invade. Once inside, these pathogens multiply, turning what looks like a nutritious meal into a bacterial bomb. A 2015 report from the CDC estimated that Salmonella from eggs alone causes over 79,000 illnesses and 30 deaths annually in the United States, with seniors making up the majority of severe cases. Why are seniors hit harder? Age weakens both stomach acid and immune defenses. That means bacteria survive longer in the gut and spread faster into the bloodstream. What a younger adult might experience as a bad stomach bug, a senior can experience as septicemia, a full-body infection that can shut down organs. Even low-grade contamination from expired eggs can be catastrophic in a body less able to fight back. It's not just cracks. Expired eggs lose their structure and nutrients. Over time, the pH rises, proteins break down, and the yolk thins, creating an ideal breeding ground for microbes. A study in Food Control, 2019, found that bacterial growth in eggs stored past their expiration date was 3 times higher than in fresh eggs, with the contamination rate spiking in cracked shells. Seniors consuming these eggs faced not only food poisoning but also long-term complications like kidney injury, electrolyte imbalance, and heart arrhythmias from severe dehydration. The good news is prevention is simple. Always check the date on the carton and perform the water float test. Place an egg in a glass of water. Fresh eggs sink. Expired eggs float because gases build up inside as they decay. Any cracked eggs, even hairline cracks, should go straight into the trash. And for seniors, there's no room for risk-taking. When in doubt, throw it out. The few cents saved aren't worth the thousands in hospital bills or the risk of your health. Ignoring expired or cracked eggs may seem like a harmless shortcut, but for seniors, it can be the deadliest mistake of all. And with that, we've reached the end of the countdown. So there you have it. 7 mistakes with eggs that look harmless but can quietly turn deadly. Runny yolks that carry salmonella. Storing eggs near strong-smelling foods that seep through porous shells. Microwaving boiled eggs that explode and burn. Washing eggs before storage and stripping away their natural protection. Cooking in scratched Teflon pans that leach toxins. Tossing yolks and keeping only whites, starving your body of the very nutrients your brain and eyes need. And the worst of all, eating cracked or expired eggs that open the door to life-threatening infection. Now it's your turn. Which of these mistakes have you made before, and which one shocked you the most? Share it in the comments. I'll be reading and replying, because your experience might be the warning another senior needs to hear tonight. If this video opened your eyes, don't keep it to yourself. Hit the like button so this message spreads wider. Share it with a friend or loved one who eats eggs every morning. And make sure you subscribe so you never miss our next urgent video packed with health truths no one else will tell you. Your health is your independence. Guard it, respect it, and never let simple mistakes steal it away. Got questions or something to share? Drop it in the comments. We read them all. Thanks for watching.